Welcome back. Lots of Eve news since Eve Vegas is over, so let's get the elephant out of the room first.
Last week, we posted a blog about a feature that we're exploring that lets people trade skill points with each other in Eve. And I'm a big believer in this feature. I think it's really important for the future of Eve Online. But it's a big change to foundational systems in Eve, and we don't take that lightly. So we are really listening to all of your feedback right now. We're reading blogs, commentary, forum posts. We have a roundtable here at Eve Vegas, so please keep your feedback coming. There are a lot of details to get right here. And as soon as we know what our next steps are, you'll see a proper dev blog about it.
In the dev blog, they made good points. The reasons why I would never purchase a character from the bazaar. It's a mechanic that needs to be improved. What they propose isn't bad. Theoretically, if people didn't have a problem with players purchasing high-level tunes, why would they have a problem with players buying skills, as long as it doesn't threaten the veteran players? Now is the time, if you love the idea, hate the idea, to make your voice known. With that out of the way, Citadels. Yes, they talked about some technical stuff, and I'll link to the video so you can listen to it yourself. But come on now, Citadels.
So what kind of game is EVE Online? It's a game where you will be able to build enormous space cities and fight over them in capital class ships.
So this is New Eden, and everything that can be built must also be destroyed.
We are bringing you the biggest addition to sandbox gameplay in EVE since the original Starbases. It's new superstructures that have empires and capsuleers racing to upgrade the capital fleets of New Eden.
So not only are we shipping all three sizes of the Citadel hull, but you're also getting punishing new weapon systems and electronic warfare. We're giving you rigs to upgrade their bonuses, and we're giving you service modules for installing player markets, clone services, reprocessing, and compression. And deploying them is super easy. You just drop them or right-click them from your cargo, and then you can just drag them around in space, position them wherever you like. And for the first time, you can actually rotate them to point the undocks in the right direction. So they're no longer restricted to being anchored at moons and planets, provided you stay a safe distance from other structures and celestials. You can put as many of these as you like, wherever you like. And straight out of the box, you're getting unlimited personal hangars, which you can dock all sub-capital sized ships in these, and a corporation office for the owner. And all structures will give you access to a fitting service for ships when you're docked. And the built-in tethering, which we've previously called mooring, is now tethering. This is automatically going to secure friendly ships as they approach, and they're going to provide safe passage just as you come and go from the structure. So these mediums really they're like an affordable yet really powerful staging platform. And we expect to see these deployed in the thousands across New Eden.
Wow, they look good, don't they? Very expensive. Using current market prices, the cost to build the hull of the medium Citadel is 608 million ISK. The large, 7 billion ISK, and the extra large, 70 billion ISK. I saw some comments saying that those prices were too cheap. I think the thing to keep in mind is that these prices are set with market prices as of today or when they made that presentation. It's going to go up as the expansion approaches, so start saving and getting things ready now because...
So this is New Eden. And everything that can be built must also be destroyed. So with these new structures, they are mostly safe from attack, but they will have a period of time each week where they must recalibrate and refuel their defenses. And during that time, they can be damaged with standard weaponry. That means guns on ships. And the specific time which this is done is configured by the owner, so you can ensure you have the best chance of having people online to defend it. For the medium, you're looking at 3 hours a week. The large is 6, and the extra large is 21 hours of vulnerability a week. And they have a new kind of active shielding, which mitigates damage past a fixed DPS threshold. So it no longer matters if you bring 10 dreadnoughts or 100 dreadnoughts. You will be committed to the field as an attacker for at least 30 minutes. And this new model of structure combat, paired with the new and improved capital ships, we think is really going to completely change static warfare in EVE. You know, borrowing from some of the design goals that we had with the Entosa system and pairing it with the raw, visceral experience of firing missiles and lasers, you know, we're really hoping to see quite the fireworks show across the cluster. Now, if you're unfortunate enough for this to happen, that's a new explosion effect, by the way. Then an acid ejection system is going to kick in, and this is going to give you the option to recover your personal and corporation hangars into another structure in the system or to the nearest NPC station for a feeder inner-bus. Wormholes are the exception here. Everything in wormholes is destroyed and dropped as loot. And for those performing the disassembly, you will get loot in the form of the structure modules, salvage, and you're getting quite a lot of that. And then any portion of the materials being consumed by industrial processes running in the structure at the time. You'll also get a nice kill report for your efforts.
It's at this moment that I realized I was looking at EVE all wrong. As a new player, I was told EVE was a dark and scary place, and the focus was on scamming, which cannot be done in other games. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll be smart. What I didn't get was how very true this statement is. What can be built must be destroyed. Not could be destroyed, must be destroyed. In essence, players will lose things. You will lose things, and you're in the wrong game if you expect not to. And that's not a bad thing. It's awesome because there aren't games like EVE. It's what sets it apart. I replayed that clip of the Citadel blowing up because, come on, it's sexy, almost fappable. It's beautifully tragic that a beautiful structure like that was blown up and people lost their stuff. But life goes on. And I think new players need to understand that statement instead of it's a dark and scary place, so that they have a true understanding of what EVE is, even if that means they elect not to play the game, which equals less butthurt in the long run. I admit I was playing EVE all wrong because I became attached to the things that I received as gifts from players and things I had worked hard to get. Let's think about this. These people were looking forward to blowing up and losing 70 billion plus ISK structures, and I was annoyed when I couldn't fight back in my mining ship. I say this all the time. Would you like some cheese with your wine? And my own words have bitch slapped me. I think it's time to properly educate new players. Now, you remember what was said.
To start with, we're completely re-imaging how capitals work, their purpose, and how you progress. All capitals, including dreadnoughts, will get fleet hangars, ship hangars, and provide refitting services to every member of their fleet and corporation. Dreads are going to be the in-your-face gun platform able to dish out massive amounts of damage, and Titans will back that hail of gunfire up with a whole bunch of interesting effects that, again, we'll get into soon. Meanwhile, carriers will project their fighter squadrons across the battlefield, and the supercarriers will support them with long-range electronic warfare abilities. And finally, we're moving the logistics role to a brand new set of capitals. We're calling these Force Auxiliaries. A whole bunch of spies died to get us this footage from... This is the Galanti Force Auxiliary being built in Federation space right now. These capitals take over the remote repair and triage role of all of the current carriers and supercarriers. This is the Mimitar version of the Force Auxiliary. These are going to have fairly limited combat capabilities. More Rust. Yeah, it's only brand new, guys. They don't get built with Rust. They're going to have limited combat capabilities, but when they transform it into triage, they become the logistics backbone of any capital fleet. However, not me, actually. Capital pilots aren't going to be holding all the aces after this expansion. We're going to be making some changes. To start with, no capital is going to be completely immune to electronic warfare. If brave newbie turn up in 50 Rifters, they can tackle your Titan. Capital remote repairs, we're changing their effectiveness so they're only effective when you're in triage. This is going to eliminate large groups of remote repair carriers or slow cats. And that's your job. And lastly, while you have a weapons timer, you're not going to be able to refit. We know this is a drastic change, guys. It's going to change capital combat as you see it, and sub-capital combat in some cases. We're giving capitals weapons and abilities that can affect sub-capitals, but they're going to be more vulnerable to sub-capitals as well. The decision you guys make when you fit your capitals is going to be really important. So yeah, you can send your fighter squadrons to any point in space, and it's going to be important that carrier pilots master positional gameplay and the ability to multitask 5 different fighter squadrons and their carrier all at the same time. To help you out with this, we're going to do a little bit of a revamp on the camera. So we're going to let you detach the camera from your ship, or any ship. But don't worry, we haven't forgotten about the Titan pilots in the room. While we were working on all this amazing new user interface, we had to think and we thought, what can we do that would be, super cool with this? What if we had some sort of laser that you could shoot through space and cut things? So we're introducing the Sickle Class Doomsday. This is a powerful new beam that slashes through space and can decimate enemy fleets who aren't fast enough to get out of the way. Would you like to see it again? Good, because it's on repeat. So that's the new targeting UI that we're talking about. This is a work in progress. This isn't the final graphics. I want to make that really clear. In fact, that's just the Avatar Doomsday effect that we stole and did some stuff with. But it should give you a pretty good idea on how it's going to work. while we're at it, we thought it would be pretty cool if you could like pick up a bunch of ships and just throw them away. So we made a doomsday we're calling the Hand of God, and Titans, using their bridging technology, can teleport a group of subcapitals against their will to a random spot in the same solar system. This isn't powerful enough to teleport capitals, but it will disrupt the capital's warp drives and jump drives, so it's not a great way to get your friends out of trouble. You're effectively tackling them. We want to make sure that you, as a pilot, have the skill to avoid or minimize the effectiveness through your piloting. We have much, much more planned, and you should totally come and see the Capital session tomorrow, just after lunch.
All right, let's get back to a couple of updates of things that are coming to EVE Online already this winter. I have some in-development images and videos to show you for some of these things. And most of this stuff you can expect in our December release, but you'll see proper release dates as we lock them in on the roadmap on EVE Updates. So let's start with the new Tech 2 ice mining frigate. It's called the Endurance, and I think it looks a bit boring in the picture here, so should we take a look at it? And this is just one of the 13 new ships that we're adding to EVE this winter. I'm not going to go through all of them here. We're also working on whole new hit effects. And I have some work in progress video of new shield hit effects. Do you want to see it? All right. Looks pretty good, huh? And so we also have new camera modes coming. So CCP Larrikin already showed you some of this stuff, the new camera features that we're working on in relation to the capitals. But a lot of this stuff is actually coming to EVE already this winter in the form of two completely new camera modes. So one is detached from your ship that lets you pan around freely in space and look at stuff that's far away and so on. And another one that gives you first-person view. That's super fun to use with the keyboard controls. And I have some more in-development footage of this stuff, so let's take a look. And what you see here in action as well is the new select method that really changes quite a lot about how you can select things in space. And all of the normal keyboard shortcuts work for this. So if you hold Control and marquee select, you get to target stuff and so on. And you can do look at and so on, all the usual stuff. And so here you see some examples of how you can pan around and look at things and so on. It's quite a dramatic change to how EVE feels, actually. And here you see the first-person mode and a bit of targeting here.
I'm not the target audience for this expansion, but I am excited for it. I've been saying for a long time, Null needed some love, and they're getting it. It's long overdue. They've earned it, and I look forward to watching the glorious battles that's coming in the future. A link is in the description for the keynote, so you can watch it yourself. Are you excited about the new features coming? But more important, did you realize that what can be made must be destroyed? I get it now, CCP, and I think it's awesome. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.